That stupid front of car animation
thing. And you join us here at the 25th Biennial Cow Slaughtering Festival.
Yes.
Where we're barbecuing some beef.
I'm back.
Hello, everybody.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Upgrade
Where have
token.
you been, Jason? Where have you been?
I was busy at Rest, actually.
Oh, well, we were all there.
We were all there. We're going to show
No,
a video later.
I mean, when you weren't here last week. What was that? Oh, no, that's good.
We were all
Hello.
Well, I guess...
What have we been doing today?
Yes. We've just updated Carmageddon.com and we've announced the release date.
Oh, no, that's good.
The 23rd of April.
Yes, that's this year. Hello.
We made it.
Yay.
This year. So in case you guys didn't see it, it was announced about half an hour ago. I noticed that some people had seen it, but it's all over Carmageddon.com. It's on various tweets, Facebook, everywhere. We've just updated. We're basically letting everybody know that Carmageddon is ready to go in about a month and 23rd, a couple of days. 23rd of April.
Yes, that's this year.
The celebrating death of Shakespeare Day.
It's C-Day.
C-Day. We're gonna rebrand Carmageddon Day. Forget all about it. In case you guys didn't see it, no, it was announced about that Carmageddon.
St. George, who was he?
He was another, just like you.
Yes, he was.
The sound is terrible. Alright, Mighty Sapo, we're looking at it. I'm not sure how we can hack it, but it's all over Carmageddon.
Right, okay, yeah, Shane's messing around with it now. He's got a screen in front of my screen. I can't see where I'm driving.
Does the sound better now?
So go back. How's that? Is that we had real late breaking problems getting this set up, I'm afraid. Typical on the launch date announcement Twitch, that it very nearly looked like we weren't going to get onto you at all.
Yes.
But here we are.
We were slightly occupied with getting all the news out, checking the latest stuff that we had to publish.
Yeah.
So.
As you can imagine, for us, it's been a very busy few days. While they lounge around upstairs, just waiting for the game to come in.
Exactly. So we'll repeat what we just said, is that the 23rd of April 2015 is C-Day, better known as the day that Carmageddon Reincarnation will come to the public officially.
Oh. It's exciting, isn't it?
I think it's very exciting. I mean, we've had a lot of laughter today, on this day, on this joyous day, the 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
And, nicely done. You actually know how to play this game, don't you? You've played this before, haven't you?
Never.
What version are we playing? We're actually playing the, let me check.
It's Pubic Beta.
Pubic.
It's the same. This is the build everyone else is playing, isn't it, Shane?
Shane?
Shane's got his headphones on.
Shane's got his headphones on.
And he's probably listening to us with about a 20-second lag.
He's going to reply to you.
So in a minute he'll go, yes.
Are we playing the build that everybody has access to?
Yes.
Yes.
Build a little bit earlier, but
yes.
Oh, okay. Right. So this isn't actually even the full update build that you're currently playing.
Exactly.
Apparently.
So, well, Twisted Mind, yes, we're working on tickets, but we had to announce the release date anyway. So we've done so, and we will continue to work on the tickets right up to the moment that we say it's good.
Well, and beyond.
And
because
beyond,
obviously,
yes.
You know, we don't stop at the point where the game is officially fully released.
We never stop.
No, we never sleep. That's why we seem slightly confused a lot of the time.
We've had a tough weekend.
Yeah.
Shitty brandy for the gentleman over there, and I was on the Jack Daniels, as usual. Yeah. How much different will the final build be with the current build, bugs performance-wise? Well, bugs, as much as is possible, will be out, and performance-wise, we continue to strive to update the performance on the game.
Yeah.
So we have in QA better builds at the moment being tested. We're not showing them yet because they're just not ready yet to be shown, but on the 23rd of April you'll see something that will probably be much more enjoyable than this one.
Well, you say probably. It bloody well ought to be. There's a lot of bug fixing going on.
Yes.
We aren't doing any more updates because every time we have to do any sort of update build of the game, it puts everybody in dev back by a considerable amount of time in order to get a build ready to go up on Steam. So we cannot continue to update the Steam version of the game, and that is why we did the AI update to the beta, and that was it.
That wasn't it, but
No,
there was more.
but,
It's actually an interesting point to discuss, which is it's basically it's the one problem that we've encountered most with early access is the regular update thing. I mean, a lot of people have complained about updates here, there, whatever. I mean, what we found out for the early access case was it was pretty much an experiment when we started with it. Is that to actually update a game as big as Carmageddon actually costs a lot of effort, a lot of resources, and basically you should even update it so regularly to keep a heartbeat on the game.
Yeah.
And I guess during a certain period of time during the development, we were more focused on the development of the game itself than on doing the early access updates. And this is mainly right now the reason why we're not going to do anything until the final release. It's because it costs a lot of resource and a lot of effort for us to do a specific extra build just for the update. And of course, because we're an indie and we have limited resources, we really always try to focus on the end result.
Yeah.
Which means it's always a pretty tough decision between dividing the resources you're going to allocate at doing an update or on early access, or basically keeping focused on the final game, I'd say.
Yeah, we as the publishing side of Stainless, although we're one company, we've got this publishing arm, us, and then a development arm upstairs, and we are always pushing for the stuff that you guys are going to be pushing for as well, shouting about, and that is please give us regular updates, as Jason was just saying.
Exactly.
We want to push stuff out there that keeps the game fresh in everybody's minds, keeps everyone talking about it and constantly improves it. The problem is the reality of having a game developed by a relatively small team of people is the impact that it has on the overall development, and you've got to balance it.
I know there's studios out there with smaller games that actually can afford to do these regular updates, but I think it's a philosophy decision and a resource decision right at the beginning that you have to consciously make with your team. And we've ended up with our approach on early access, and I know there's pros and cons and people who say yay and people who say nay, but I think all in all we've done what we could, and so that's the next thing to cross, basically.
Yeah,
release.
and
which reminds me is that of course we've got a lot of Kickstarter backers also on the stream here, and one of the things people may wonder is what's going to happen to the the DLC for Kickstarter. What are we going to deliver when we go the 23rd of April live, right? And do you want to announce it, or
you mean? Sorry, you mean about the extra, the extra content?
The extra content.
The extra content for Kickstarter backers is in the build.
Yes.
At launch.
Yes. Well, what we're basically doing is we're making sure that at launch we have the version that everybody else gets access to, and then there's the Kickstarter extra additional content that will be available for all the Kickstarter people. In the next couple of weeks, we'll probably have an announcement for that specifically for the Kickstarter backers. I'm not sure how many are right now on the Twitch broadcast, but basically, if you are a Kickstarter, you don't have to ask us what's going to happen. You'll get a mail, and we'll explain how you can get access to the extra additional content in the next couple of weeks or so. Looks better.
Yeah.
Looks like an evil face blowing. Sorry.
And talking of things, next week we will also make sure that we've got the beta update on this PC, because this isn't the update, and I'm not finding any AI want to engage with me at all, which was a massive improvement to the beta update. That AI improvement has transformed the single-player game. It really has. So
yes,
yeah. So we'll get that sorted because at the moment I'm driving around, pissing about. I can't find anyone.
Right. So a lot of people are asking about optimization.
Uh-huh.
I think we can cover that in one direct sort of general answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we always continue to strive towards optimizing and making the experience better. Now I'm sure that there will still be people who won't have a brilliant experience or whatever the experience is that they have, but we are continuously working on it. It's not as easy as, you know, just changing one or two things and then you have a result. It requires a lot of resources that we need to allocate to this, which we do non-stop. And so even the 23rd of April release will have further improved optimizations.
It will. It will, and it's still ongoing, happening all the time. Obviously, past the 23rd, there's going to be additional work required because we will still be getting tickets from people saying, "But guys, the game just doesn't run for me, or it runs very poorly for me." And there will, as a result of those tickets, be the requirement or the need to do yet more work. But we needed to set ourselves a final deadline.
Line in the sand.
Uh-huh. And that's what we've done.
Yes, that is correct. What else? What else to cover? So we visited Res last week. Just like to make people aware of that. There's going to be a video in the next couple of days that we're going to announce, of course, through the usual means. And people will be able to see other guys in the UK and London play the game, enjoy themselves, and also see Nobby talking to people, being intelligent.
No. There's yeah, the report, reporting back from Res, we can say that it was a total success. In that everybody who sat and played the game laughed like loons while they were playing it, and seemed, by all accounts, to thoroughly enjoy themselves. We got nothing but really good feedback, which was great.
Yes, so both Septic Falcon and John 2, there is a video from Res that's going to be released in the next couple of days. We basically focused on getting the news out for the update, for the 23rd of April release date announcement, and also some other things that we had to do, but I think it's going to be ready in the next couple of days, and we'll announce it to people so that they can take a look at it. And on that note, actually, what we're also going to do is that Insomnia 54, I don't know if you guys know the Insomnia Festival. It's a very large UK LAN party in the UK. I think this year it's every year it's in Coventry in the Rico Arena. It's on the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th of April, and we are going to attend this. So if anybody of you guys are going to the UK LAN party, look up this guy or the other guys or even me, and we can have a chat about whatever it is that you want to talk about. That's around the UK LAN party Insomnia 54. I think Shane's got a link that he's going to post probably later. I think it's insomniagamingfestival.com, and if guys want to drop by, we'll be attending. Right, so there's a lot of questions that are dropping by.
Questions.
People keep asking us what's in the release version. Well, if you check our carmageddon.com/release news link, which I'm sure Shane will post as well, is that you can see what will be in the final version, and you can compare it to the current version, which saves us talking about it. Right? Well, I can answer this question though. Will a final release make our nipples hard enough to cut through diamonds? Hell yeah! Of course it does.
Asking. I'm sure I saw that question come up just now.
Yes.
You desperately wanted us to say that, didn't you? But of course
right.
we will.
That's right.
Nipple cut. Diamond cutting nipples.
Diamond cutting nipples.
Will be yours.
I like that. So there's the link, and if you click on that link, you'll be able to see what's in the new release. Quickly compare to what you've been asking. It saves us talking about what's in and what's out. But you can ask any other questions, and we'll try to answer it.
Yep.
I'll take it right from now.
Yes.
How is recommended specs determined? Recommended specs represent highest graphics settings at a minimum FPS. How is recommended specs determined? Well, basically what we're doing is we're just actually looking at a lot of factors that come into account to make the experience that you have with playing the game enjoyable. And with recommended specs, we basically think this is not the ideal, but it's the most common denominator in the setting that makes the experience of playing Carmageddon enjoyable. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, perfect sense.
Mr. Lurid, have you implemented any indication how many upgrade tokens there are on a map? Hunting blind is a bit silly.
Well, you're not really hunting blind. You just upgrade tokens aren't an end goal as a they're not an event type in themselves. So they're always intended as something that are just there. If you have got cars with upgrade slots available, the number of upgrade tokens that are available in a level will match that number. So if you want to, you can go off and look at all your cars and see how many of them can be upgraded and how many slots they've got that can be filled. And when you then go into a race, you can go, oh, look, there must be 18 upgrade tokens in this level. So I'll have to find 18. I'm never thinking as scientifically as that about it. It's just a case of see them and pick them up. So that's the answer to that one.
And he was just streaming his buffer from the great city of Chelyabinsk.
Well, hey.
All right, surgery. You there, us here, you there. You there, the challenge boop sound in the loading menu. Have you fixed it?
Why?
I want it to loop over and over and over. It's that amazing. Boop, 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 boop. And basically he likes the boop. Yes.
Good, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, like I say, I think that it's never going to get fixed. Even though it's in the bug list.
It's a low priority bug.
That people, and I think it vaguely amuses some people that other people are irritated by. So don't expect it to ever go away. Woo! Oh, there we go.
Hope that helps. Well, that means that Dr. Mandrake 69 is happy because it stays. When is Carmageddon coming out again? 23rd of April. Endlessly repeating. Check through the stream and everything. 3 April.
Oh yeah. Where is it going?
Well, it's the AI that's running away from me.
Yeah.
Right.
Actively.
Do lobsters feel pain?
Engaging.
If it was in this game, yes.
Yeah.
Because everybody feels the pain. There's a lot of rejoicing going on at the Dr. Mandrake's house that the boob stays in.
Good. It's all for you, Dr. Mandrake.
So anyway, right. So Nobby, are you happy with the progress that we've made over the last? Oh, why did you stop? Are you happy with the progress we've been making over the last couple? I mean, you got to be happy that after 20 years of being a hermit in the foothills of Cornwall,
exactly,
eating groats and grits,
that
you're and having a tea, although occasionally, that you're able to see that you're
it's fantastic,
you're illustrious.
It is fantastic, and it's fantastic to have been watching a team of other people effectively, bringing the vision to life and doing such a brilliant job of it. So I can do nothing but commend their fantastic work. And look, we all want it to be twice as big, twice as many levels, twice as many cars, and all the rest of it.
Straight on.
But no, I'm really happy with what the guys have created here.
I think so. I think, it's been a long road, right? I mean, we bought back the license 2.5, 3 years ago, did the Kickstarter campaign.
It's always coming that way, wasn't it?
Failed at taking the cop down. I mean, it's been a Kickstarter campaign. We've been working at it. I mean, we've got to be happy with where we are right now. I mean,
I hate it.
There are games out there that take longer, shorter. There are games out there that never get released. At least we're getting released. I mean, gotta be happy about that.
Yep. Whee!
So Enigma Lot, check out the link, and it will exactly say what's in the final release. So
Yeah, there is a list. There is a list.
A list. Can the original Karma music? No, that will never pay the amount of money that the original musicians want. I mean, we worked hard. Actually, I negotiated hard with the owners of the Fear Factory license and everything. What we got is that we're allowed to use Fear Factory in this game, but only the Serial Signal song. But everything else is basically not negotiable. And I think the downloads would definitely not pay for the cost that they are looking for. Right. If the questions are moving fast. Are you seeing improvements in the multiplayer? Most of the crashes come during multiplayer games.
Still, the big. It's the big thing still on the Proped's list of stuff to do. Obviously, they've broken down the various desyncing, mainly still desyncing bugs in multiplayer, and are working their way through them. They're fixing them every day. So the release game is going to be far more stable in multiplayer.
So there's a question about the splitting cars, and
Oh yeah.
splitting cars will be in an update.
Very likely so. It's still, because it's one of Patrick's tasks. He does like to get them done and get that sort of tech in there, because it's very dear to his heart. So luckily you've got the co-founder of the company as the programmer responsible for that particular code. So I would say it's highly likely that it will come in an update, yes.
Right, and there's another question about Ender 000. He thinks the cops are too soft. I don't know. I don't know.
What?
I think the cops are pretty tough. I think you're just showing off. That you're really good at the game.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And then Frontje is asking, will Caravan Racing also be an update? The funny thing is that we've seen some results over the last couple of weeks about Caravan Racing, and it looks very, 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 very nice.
Very well articulated vehicles, yeah.
Yes. So Mighty Sapo is just not understanding. So let me explain. So Patrick, one of the founders, is responsible for the car splitting. He's working on it. It looks awesome. It won't be in the. It's going to be an update, but you should be very happy with Patrick being so involved with it, because it's one of his pets to actually develop it.
Yeah.
So yes, that is. You bounced the APC with a pulsificator and died. Well, that just means that you're a good player.
These guys are really fucking me off now.
They're pretty tough. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've tried it many times with the repulsificator, and I didn't. I mean, did you get to kill the APC immediately with a repulsificator?
It depends whether you can actually catch him up against a very hard place, and the velocity you're travelling at is greater than his. Blah 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 blah. And yeah, all sorts of factors come into play. But I've had plenty of one-shot kills with a repulsificator on APCs. It can be done. It
can be done, basically. What questions are coming in? Is there any DLC packs planned for the future? We're right now just focused on getting the game finished. There's lots of things that we would like to do. We have lots of intentions.
Sorry, I'm dying.
But let's put it this way: we'll make a decision after we've released, because there's also a lot of things that we would have liked to have gotten in, and I don't know. Sometimes things don't work out the way that you planned it in your resource planning for the game. So we'll have a future update on that. Do you think people will mod your game? I think people are modding our game actually at the moment.
Yeah.
So fuzziness, you need to check out with Carmageddon.com and check through the community. I think there's a couple of guys that are modding a lot of things, and it's really nice.
Yep. We've also got Errol and Trent working on modders tools for the game.
Yep.
It's one area which currently is not going to be in the full release, will be coming in an update to the full release. The Carmageddon feature of Karma, that's just it's a victim of priorities, but still slated to come. However, in the meantime, as I say, one of the reasons that we have the luxury of it being a victim of priorities is because the modding community guys themselves have been doing a fantastic job on creating tools that can be used to get the game modded.
Right, Twisted Mind asked, will the multiplayer resynchronization message reinitializing everybody at the start line get sorted out, or is it there to stay? I think what he mentioned. Multiplayer resynchronization message reinitializing everybody at the start line.
It's not. I mean, it's there to stay in that if it's something that happens, you need to have a message telling you that it's happened. That's what I don't really understand. Or do you mean it's not very pretty to look at? I don't know.
Well, I hope he reposts his answer on that.
Yeah.
Surgery is asking about the Kickstarter physical game. If there's a physical copy, is there a way to update it? He doesn't want to count on Steam. We're working on that. I mean, initially, you are aware that basically Steam is our main channel for selling and updating people. So I can't give you an answer on that yet. But I mean, we will try to work something out. But initially, you're going to have to depend on Steam. But maybe during the next couple of months, we'll have a better solution for that. What's next? Cool Zone Alex 84. Will there also be collectibles for sale? We have a lot of.
We love it.
we have a lot of people asking for it, but we haven't come to that bridge yet. I mean, we'll do it if there's a good offer. At the moment, we're not focusing on that right now. We're just focusing on getting the game out there. Axel 2K Nobby, I heard the guys at Paradox say regarding City Skylines, the counter piracy is Steam Workshops. Are you hoping a similar result with Karma?
Well, I guess so. Steam Workshops is the way in which we planned to integrate Carmageddon anyway. So I guess, that's how we plan to use Steam Workshops.
If Steam Workshops solves the piracy issue, then that's an added bonus, because we are going to work with Steam Workshops to get the Carmageddon in there.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not sure how the question and the answer relate to each other, except for the word Steam Workshop.
We said it twice, so it should be alright, man. How are the loading times in the final version?
Loading times have improved all the way through. It's another fact. Another thing that's been in. Oh dear, this is a bit choppy, isn't it? Yeah. That's because I think probably about 5 opponents got under the pressure. So, yeah, what were we saying?
Talking about
loading times have improved. Loading times have improved. They're never going to be brilliant. We've got a lot of stuff to load. So, it'll. It's never going to load in a blink of an eye because, as I say, it's a lot of data being loaded.
Yep.
But hopefully it's acceptable. And it does mean that you have time to make a cup of tea and get your biscuits. Ah!
That's right. Any news? What's the state of the tracked vehicles? Any chance to see them in the final release?
No.
No, they're not going to be in the final release. It's going to not make it in there. Any news on the SLI profile? I have no idea what the SLI profile is. Check Death. What would you do different if you were making the chaos campaign again?
Check Death. Hey, man.
Hey. Well, that's a very long story, Mr. Check Death. Basically, my opinion as the publishing guy here is that I think that the when we bought the license back, a lot of people weren't convinced that it was the right thing to do. And I think mistake. Sorry, it's funny. I think the mistake is that a lot of people actually think Kickstarter is a finance solution. And to be honest, I actually think that Kickstarter is more of a marketing tool. I mean, although most of you guys, or a lot of you guys right now in the Twitch stream probably supported us from day one and have been, you know, playing Carmageddon for whatever 10, 15 years after it was launched. The only way that we could be sure that people were still willing to give us money to develop the game was basically Kickstarter. So instead of looking at it like a finance tool, which we did initially, I would say that what I would do different is look at Kickstarter as a marketing tool to assess and evaluate whether or not the market, whether or not the consumer is ready and willing to spend money on a title. So for instance, a lot of titles out there that try to get financed and they don't succeed, you should ask yourself, is the audience ready for your title? Because, you know, to get a second mortgage or whatever just to make your game and not have it sell at all, that's kind of shit. So the main thing that I would do different with Kickstarter is have a different philosophy about what you're trying to accomplish, which, as opposed to just trying to get the finance for the title, I would look at it as a marketing tool to see whether or not the audience is actually interested, willing and able to spend money on your title. Because the Kickstarter is just literally a Kickstarter. It's the beginning of a very long road, and in our case a very long road that nice one. Oh, you speared her all right.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, right in the slats.
So it's basically the philosophy of Kickstarter I do different. Just look at it at a different way. Long answer, but I hope you understand. I've been thinking about it a lot. So, right. Next question. Yeah, Dr. Mandrake, exactly. A good way of seeing it if the title will sell or just flop. A lot of developers out there are trying to finance something that they really feel passionate about. Maybe the audience is not ready for that. So, there you go. Local Pel 5, the hood ornament. I guess you were referring to the young lady that was speared on our front. Yes. Alright, see you, John O2. Pick the kid up.
Oh, yeah. Always
so,
important not to forget to do that. Fuck.
Chrysler ornament. I thought you were going to say Chrysler ornament. Never mind. Right, let's get the next question in here. I took up way too much time on the Kickstarter sheet.
No, yeah, well, you know, thoroughness.
Well, and also, you know, what the Kickstarter, I mean, I guess a lot of people keep asking us about, you know, it's been, you'll never deliver and everything else. Well, we are delivering, and yes, there's been a bit of a delay, but, you know, the road of development, unfortunately, is still a very rocky one.
Yeah.
And, you know, whatever you set out at the beginning to do is not always the thing that you plan in the end that's going to be released.
Yeah.
Swami Bob, how many copies of Carmageddon have you sold through Steam? I can't give you the exact numbers. I mean, we're not Daisy, we're not Rust, we're not in the top 10, but we've done reasonable. We've done pretty good. I think just as I was talking about early access, the next thing about, or as I was talking about Kickstarter, I'd also like to point out about early access. I mean, a lot of you guys bought an early access, and we salute you because it's really appreciated. But there's a very large audience out there that still objects to early access, and we respect that. I mean, when we start with early access, it was pretty much an experiment, and what we realized is that there's a lot of objections of people going into early access, and I think the success that we've had with our title has been significant. But I mean,
you fucking crush me.
I'd say we're in the top 25% of people on early access. But of course, compared to the top 10 out there, you know, like Daisy, Rust, or whatever out there, I mean, we're nothing. Right. shouldn't sweat the delay. I agree with you, but you know, it's unfortunately not always the case. Answer the Aryan Jonker question. Will there be? Oh, sorry.
What a fucking hit that was.
Will there be chat on multiplayer?
I don't think, unfortunately, and it pains me to say it because I wanted it. I don't think that the text chat, which I'm sure you're referring to, is going to be somewhere.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's a real shame. Hopefully, something that again we can add in an update. But I don't believe that it's going to be in the 23rd April release.
So Aryan and Mighty say, Cole, you've got your question answered there.
I win.
You want to call someone a wanker over voice chat? I tell you what.
Yeah.
You grab.
Wanker.
Yeah, I agree. Just grab this thing, dial him up, call him a wanker.
Yeah.
Works for me. But I do agree. If it's a random person, it always feels better than to call your friends and call them a wanker. Agreed. Will we be able to add paint jobs without Carmageddon? I mean, it wouldn't affect gameplay wise. You're the Carmageddon expert. Maxine up there.
Unfortunately, you can't make any changes to the game data inside the career game without, or well, inside the main game, without unfortunately then invalidating that game as far as everyone else sees. Because if you're changing, unfortunately, it's the case that if you're changing a paint scheme, you may just as well be changing the car's specs to make it weigh 1,000 tons and have 16 billion horsepower. It's just, yeah, it's the way it's got to work. So it'll all, everything moddy is going to have to work within Carmageddon.
Fuzziness. Will we be at any conventions? Well, we were at Res last week, and Insomnia Gaming Festival in 2 weeks on the Easter weekend, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th of April. Shane's going to be there. Tanel's going to be there. Tracy's going to be there. This guy's going to be there. And I will be there. So you're more than happy to come and drop by and buy us beers. Or if you're interested, you can get some Smelly Bush. Keeps being funny saying that. So yeah, Eurogamer last week. Right. Insomnia. Yes. Drop by. We've got a package of Smelly Bush to drop, to give to people. We'll meet your wacky brother Gary. Well.
Huh?
All right. Stormster. That's about half a paragraph. Carmageddon is on the right path. Loves the attachment of the old game. I realize there's a lot of bugs. I want to tell the developers we're doing a great job.
Woo.
We don't read negative Steam comments. And there are a lot of credits out in there. And it's clearly mained on... Yeah, gotcha. Thank you very much, Stormster.
Nice one.
Yes, we only read the negative comments on Steam when we're like really happy. Monday mornings.
Yeah.
It's like when the sun isn't shining. And we'll read the Steam comments. Actually, what we should do is we should do a mean Steam comments tweet. We should just read out the mean Steam comments and have a little tear in our eyes right there. Surgery, you're just too much of a hardcore gamer. He was trying to smash the satellite dishes in Gray's Nest after much kangarooing, and there wasn't a call saying this isn't Karma 2 or Karma Mission.
Yeah.
Would have been hilarious, yes, but you're one of the few that actually would have gotten it. Will the upgrades be visible on the cars, like better weapons and armors? Fleshma.
No, that's the APO, the armor power offensive upgrades, are internal, invisible, and you cannot see them.
How do you even tell between crits and trolls? Well, we don't. We just treat them all the same.
Yeah, okay.
Critics, trolls.
Crits. Right, yeah.
We treat them all the same. Keep
Where's everyone
gone? Will you release a post-release roadmap for the development priorities, Reggie 37? You know what? It's a good point. What we're going to do is, after the 23rd of April, when we've released this game, We're going to sit down with the team. We're going to look at the next developments. We're going to look at the next choices that we want to make. You know, basically we hope that, you know, it's going to be a good success for people, you know, enjoy playing the game and move from there. And so it's actually a good point is that that we could come up with a roadmap after that, but we first have to develop the roadmap. So put it on list and then awesome. Why didn't you release it on April 1st? Well, actually, we did have that idea, didn't we?
Yeah.
You had that idea. He wanted to release it and then say, no, it's not going to happen.
Well, no, what I was suggesting was...
His suggestion was to release it on the 23rd.
We're releasing on the... to announce we're releasing on the
23rd.
No, on the 1st.
On the 1st?
Then on the 1st, say, haha, April Fools. It's the 23rd.
Yes.
It was decided that would be a bit too cruel.
Right, Clan 31337 or however you pronounce it. Elite. Right, the question about porting to consoles.
How?
We have every intention to get it to consoles. We love consoles. I love consoles. I play games on PC, on consoles. So do you. We love it. The question is, you know, all about finance, resources, and getting the traction with our user base. The moment we know if we're going to be on consoles, you guys will be the first to know. It's all a matter of, you know, me going around talking to the right people and getting, you know, finances and deals done. Because unfortunately, as an indie, and especially with this game, it's a very costly affair. And so we need to figure this out.
And it's always been our, but we will state again, it's always been our intention.
Yes.
For the game to be on console, and we know we can put it on console. Whoa, what the fuck?
Yes. Actually, that's a good question. Will we keep our career progression with the full release?
There's been nothing so far that has altered the state of the save game data to mean that everyone's game gets reset. So, fingers crossed that there's nothing at the moment to indicate that that would change. In other words, we are, you know, I would hope that your save game data will be saved. On the other hand, I've now played the career game completely all the way through, at least 8 and a bit times, and it's great fun every time. So I wouldn't burst into tears if my own Steam save game was reset. But it doesn't look at the moment as if there's any reason why that should be the case. Okay.
So just to explain a little bit more on the console stuff, Surgery, is that, for instance, you know, when you talk to console platforms, you know, they want exclusive, they don't want exclusives, Sony this, Xbox that, you know, PlayStation says this, Xbox One says that. So basically what we're doing all the time is that I'm talking to people to see how we can get it done. Like what you just wrote that you would buy it on your Xbox One, love to read it because it helps us, you know, form a better opinion on whether or not we actually need to pursue this. The problem in the end is just always cash versus resources. So we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to find a road from where we are right now to the next phase. Again, we found the road to go from not having the license, getting the license, doing a Kickstarter campaign, releasing the 1997 game on mobile, and to get Carmageddon Reincarnation on early access, and now we've got a release date. We're also going to work very hard at finding a road from 23rd of April to get it on a release date on a console, and the moment we know, I assure you, you guys will be the first to know.
And of course we also work closely with Steam. That's the reason that the date is the oddly, seemingly arbitrary 23rd of April. That is actually the date that Steam came back to us and said, we recommend you you do it here, guys. So they actually have involvement in and recommendations of, you know, good slots or good times at which to push the button.
Well, we all know that. I mean, it's not a sheet. It's publicly well known that GTA is coming out on the 10th of April. Right? Don't like to mention it, but we know it's a fact. So talking to Steam, talking to various other people, you know, we come up with dates. And you know, as an indie, you know, with a limited marketing budget, with limited resources, you try to make the best of the cards that are dealt. And at the moment, we feel that the 23rd of April, in discussions that we've had, is the right day to come out. So, you actually talk with Gabe Newell about Steam-related stuff? No, we talk with his minions, like way down the line. We're not high enough to talk to Gabe yet.
We're not at Gabe level.
No, no. If we were at Gabe level,
few people are.
Yeah. Are we going head-to-head with GTA? No, I don't think so. I think we're a different game. We're clearly not a game like GTA, and I think we're also missing their release date. And I think the games perfectly fit next to each other. You know, sometimes you want to play a little bit GTA, sometimes you want to play a little bit less. It's the same with FPS games.
Yeah, I absolutely love GTA, and have completed it, but there's no way that I would ever think of it as being a game that I need to compare Carmageddon to and say, are we doing this as well as GTA? Are we doing, you know, that? GTA does that, why aren't we doing that? They're just very, very different animals.
Well, I mean, the way I always present it to a lot of people that I talk to is that we're a car combat game, and GTA is not.
Yeah.
And
that's
you know,
simple,
it's like when you play games. I mean, everybody here on the Twitch stream probably has like 5 go-to games that they play per week. Now, one of these is going to be Carmageddon. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this Twitch stream. Now, it's the same for us. I mean, I play like 5 games per week are a sure shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play. You know, I'll do a little bit of Counter-Strike Go. I'll do a little bit of Carmageddon. I'll do maybe a little bit of League of Legends, and then there's like 1 or 2 games that I switch around. And I think when it comes to the car combat games, I mean, we're basically it.
Mm-hmm.
And GTA is not a car combat game.
Yeah.
I mean, it has cars driving into each other and all these things, but it's not a car combat game.
Yeah. I play this, and when I'm not playing Carmageddon, I've got the original Pong machine plugged into my TV at home, and I just play that.
Yeah. So actually, Phoenix Wolf, you're right. Karma to Twisted Metal, even though they're pretty different, they're actually both qualified as car combat games. So you're right. I mean, in my opinion, Twisted Metal and Carmageddon are much closer, even though they're different games. But just for the simple fact that they fall into the genre of car combat.
Mm-hmm.
Septic Falcon, have we ever considered making a game in another genre? FPS from the creators of Carmageddon. You know what? We've considered it many times. He'd love to do it.
Stalker. Get out of it. Get out of here,
his favorite game is Stalker. He'd love to do it. But I'll tell you what, if we... one of my dreams would be just to take Max out of the car.
Yeah.
I don't know what the game would be.
No, and it's...
I don't know if it's a first-person shooter, but to get Max to get out of the car, besides him flying through the windshield,
and
you know...
Yeah, and you know, when we were in dream territory for the spec of you know, what the next Carmageddon we did was going to be, that was right up there, and of course it then sits there on the list of things that we really want to happen in the game that comes after Carmageddon. Yeah. Once Reincarnation is a massive success.
What do we think about Hotline Miami 2? I loved Hotline Miami 1. I think Hotline Miami 2 is a good game, but not as good as 1. I think the soundtrack is amazing, but I think there was more something in Hotline Miami 1. No, it was just somebody asking it, and I know,
it's just at the corner of my eye, I thought you went, there was more in Hotline Miami 1.
more.
But no, it wasn't more.
Yeah, well, that's there goes the Bubba Ray Dudley lookalike. I guess Amish Naru is talking about me. Thanks.
I'm actually I'm a newcomer to Hotline Miami, and I love the music absolutely, especially the front end, sort of, you know, outside the sort of pause menu music. Bloody brilliant! Sounds a bit like Tortoise. But I can't get through the first 3 rooms in the actual game.
Yes.
I'm hopeless at it.
Actually, what Enigma Lot is saying about something like Saints Row, Carmageddon, I'd actually agree. We're closer to Saints Row.
Yeah.
If we would take Max out of the car, we'd be closer to Saints Row.
Yeah, another game absolutely love, and you know, I'd love to have their budget for Carmageddon. That's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's brilliant because it's violent and funny.
Alright.
And that's our favourite combination.
Amisnaro, if it was a compliment, I'm sorry. I thought Baba is a reference to a certain person you meet in prison. I don't feel that you're the... You know, you don't meet me in prison. You know, you meet me in a bar. Anyway, well, I think you're onto something. Max out of the car, Saints Row. Yeah, well, who knows?
Diana out of the car. I mean,
we're gonna work at it.
Yeah,
that's right.
We want to do the when Stella met Hella. We want it to actually happen.
Stella met Hella. That sounds like a Kitty Powers game. When Stella met Hella. Will there be any way to fly the car by continuously flapping the doors in the final release? Good suggestion. Well, we're going to write it down.
Why don't you get yourself the bubble car power up and then just do that while you're using it? It gives you, you know, most of the effect. That's brilliant. Yeah, yes. I believe it was actually suggested at one point that was how the sort of bubble car effect would look. That's good. Yeah, it is great.
That's right. Flappy Bird. That's right.
Flappy car.
Or we could do an X-rated version called Dirty Bird. I mean, hey, why not? While we're at it, Flappy Eagle. I like Flappy Eagle.
Yeah.
We got to do that game.
Brilliant.
We got to do that as a spin-off. Flappy Eagle.
We could do it. We'll just do it as a mobile game tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sure Sean could code that up for us.
Yes,
tomorrow afternoon.
Shouldn't be a big problem. Will the credits and time pickups have the same random amount as Karma 1 and 2? That's a question for you to answer.
What? Wasn't listening.
Will the credits and time pickups have the same random amount as Karma 1 and 2? Tanel, come here.
Credits and time pickups
you have
the same random amount? What, as in the amount of credits that you get?
Yes. Specify your question better, Ray Estrada.
I honestly can't remember what they had.
Here we've got Fuzzier9. Here's Tanel.
The answer to the question is that the barrels will have the amount of credits they have now.
Exactly.
Who invited Tanel?
Well, Fuzzier9. Where's Tanel Lab? Tanel Lab is right here. He just made a brilliant video that you guys have been watching.
Thank you.
And he's working on a new one. So
I am. That's
he's our man. He's our video man.
He's our video man. Yeah. We harass him a lot.
I try to please people.
He doesn't try to please me.
Oh, he irritates him. I enjoy him a lot, according to his website. So
that sounds really wrong.
Is that Estonian? Ciao Tanel, or is that?
It is. Ciao.
I could not.
Ciao was in 9.
Wait. Kapirts miau. No, I can't remember what it was, but it was a really bad Estonian swear word. Tere.
Well,
my God, they're talking Estonian to you.
That's hello.
Tere.
You could be more imaginative than that. Actually.
No, check that he didn't do Wheels on the Bus. We actually got him on board after Wheels on the Bus.
Yeah, so. I do all the in-game crashing, mashing. I can't swear, right?
No, sounds as bad as a lava.
Yeah, this other guy, this other Shane tells me that I'm like Gru from the Minions. I don't know why.
My daughter loves him. He always asks, light bulb. Tell him to say light bulb. Light bulb.
Shane also bought me a Minion from Rest, but I forgot it.
That's right.
Oh, brilliant.
That's
we're going to cut that in the video. You have to cut that in the video for Rest, that you have your Minion.
Oh, sweet.
God.
Right. Let me get another question here.
Yes.
Did anyone own Flatout? It was basically this game except without blood and pedestrians, but the drivers. Yes.
And the special events in Flatout, the firing your driver out of the car, bowling and football sort of things. They were brilliant, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So Flatout 3 was it? Flatout Ultimate Carnage.
It was the second one, yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I played it on the Xbox 360.
Yeah. So Ray Estrada came back and he said like getting a number between 5 and 36 in time pickup.
Siregear is saying Flatout is a racing game, but Carmageddon is a man's game.
Yeah, Flatout, but
No, get back to Ray Estrada. He's talking about the time between 5 and 36 in time pickup for the credits.
I don't know.
We don't know Ray Estrada, but I'll tell you what, send to Bugger, Carmageddon.com/Bugger, and we'll have more time to answer.
Then yeah, but we have random barrels.
Yes.
With time in and credits. That's what these barrels are. So
I want to get to that question up there for fuzziness. Are we going to give? Yeah, go.
I need to go. I need to finish a video.
Yeah.
He needs to finish a video.
In 7 minutes.
He's got 7 minutes left.
7 minutes to save the world.
So, are you going to give a demo to people at Insomnia? Well, we're going to have a booth where you can play the game, you can play multiplayer and stuff like that. But we don't have demo discs because we've been purely focusing on getting the game finished. But there will be other gifts and handouts that we will give to people that are there. So if you send your brother over and tell him that, you know, he's the brother of fuzziness, I'm sure one of our guys will be able to give him something. Flatout, floating blood, have a vodka. Yes, you're right.
Oh.
Will the car split with enough force? So I think Slipgator hadn't seen the previous thing about splitting. It will be done, but not immediately. Patrick is working on it. Right. So surgery, you're saying Flatout developers got stainless? Basically, if you lose your license, you get stainless. They made an awesome baby, and the mean publisher took it away from them. I didn't know that actually.
That's why the current project's called Next Car Game.
Ah yes. Oh,
because they don't own the rights to the name.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The guys.
I like Next Car Game.
You know, it is, and it's a shame that almost seemingly for want of a decent name, it's kind of getting a little bit left behind, you know, and it's a shame. It is a shame because it really deserves, and that team really deserved to have another smash after the brilliant last title on 360.
Have they done an update recently? Do you know?
The
Next Car. I read that they were updating the physics. Is that correct? Does anybody know?
I'm not actually sure.
All right. Frontje, I'll answer this about the physical rewards. Well, the main bottleneck about the physical rewards is very simple. The box, you know, the game in a box or whatever, the game printed on a CD, whatever. Now the thing is, I am talking to various distributors that are interested to work with us, but it's gonna take a moment until after the release until that's done. I can't give you an exact date, but we will update, of course, everybody who's entitled to a physical game and everything else. They will get an update in the next couple of weeks, months, and we will give you an exact time on when that's available. At the moment, it's going to happen. We just can't give you a date right now. Rip through. Can we redo the last hour we just missed? Yes, we could.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Just go to YouTube. Play it from the top. Right. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Are we almost done?
I think we're almost done. We'll just do one more question.
Okay.
Matt Maxine, do we know PewDiePie affects games? Yes, we do, but you know, he's got to pick up the game. I mean, it's not up to us to you know. We'll probably try to get him to review the game, but it's up to him to decide whether or not he likes it. Total Biscuit, yes, it's the same thing. We always give review codes to all the YouTubers out there, but we can't force them to review the game. Alright, so that was the final question.
Alright. Hey everyone, it's been a gas.
Alright, so remember, the 23rd of April 2015, this game is going to get released on Steam. If you have any questions or whatever, you can reach us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Carmageddon.com, on the forums, wherever you want.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Tschüssi.
See you again next week. Bye.
got her.